Hello guys, welcome back to Chubby Chemistry Study. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to study your chemistry, physics, and biology together without getting stressed, confused, or overwhelmed. I know you're watching this video right now because you'll be writing JAMB in 2026 and you are going for a medical course. You hate chemistry, you hate physics, but you enjoy studying biology and you are like, I don't enjoy physics at all. Don't worry because in this video, I'll be giving you hints on how to study these three subjects without getting stressed out or hating one subject and liking another one. I will teach you how to study these three subjects to get the best result out of the three of them. Let's get straight to it, guys. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is understand JAMB's pattern. And how do you understand JAMB's pattern? That is by solving past questions. I tell my students most times, the essence of solving past questions is not for you to cram or maybe see repeated questions in your own JAMB exam. The essence of solving past questions is for you to understand the pattern in which JAMB construct their questions. JAMB has a particular way they always construct their questions. Let me take for instance now in physics, they have a particular way they ask their questions under elasticity. Has a particular way in which they ask their questions under electricity. They have a particular way in which they ask their questions under heat. So you should be able to study past questions, understand these patterns. Hope you understand. So the next thing is make a simple timetable. I'm sure most of you must have created a timetable that involve you to study 10 hours in a day, 20 hours in a day. And then you'll be struggling to keep up with what you have written down in the timetable. Mark the word simple timetable. That simple is very important. So that you don't go and create something that you cannot keep up with. You now go and create a timetable that you will study physics for 3 hours, then study chemistry for 4 hours, then study biology for 2 hours. And how do you want to execute that plan? Definitely, you know you cannot keep up with that particular timetable. So it's important that you create a simple timetable, maybe study like 3 hours in a day, 4 hours in a day. You study chemistry in the morning, then biology 1 hour in the afternoon, then at night you study your physics, maybe 2 hours. That is how you create a simple timetable. And also, when creating this timetable, always put the subject that you find difficult to understand in the morning. Let me give you a breakdown on how to create a simple timetable. Let me say you have you on the time. Let me say on the timetable you put morning, afternoon, and night. Always put the subject that you find difficult to understand, and most times the subject is always physics. Put it in the morning because it's easier to understand hard subjects in the morning than afternoon or night. So in the timetable, create what you'll be studying in the morning, what you'll be studying in the afternoon, and what you'll be studying in the night. Hope you understand. And they should not pass 2 hours. They should not pass 2 hours each. So let me say you study your physics 2 hours in the morning, then your chemistry, you study it 1 hour, 30 minutes in the afternoon. Then at night, you study your physics or your biology, maybe 2 hours. Hope you understand. And during the weekends, let me say on Sundays, everything you have studied from Monday to Saturday, just use that Sunday to revise them, to go through them again, to know if actually you understand them and to know if you still remember everything that you studied throughout the week. So number three is use the right study style for each subject. The way you study your chemistry should not be the same way you study your physics. The way you study your physics should not be the same way you study your biology. You know, these four subjects, they have different things in them. So the style, the way you study your biology should not be the same way you study your mathematics. Let me give you an instance now. So for your biology, you know, biology is mostly like it has to do with explanations, a lot of notes, a lot of concepts. So you should always be jotting things down when you are studying your biology. You should also have a jotter, a note, or maybe let me say a jotter for writing things down when you are reading your biology. So biology is very bulky. You have to like read a lot on biology. Biology is easy and bulky. That's what biology is all about. So whenever you are studying your biology, always jot things down. So for chemistry, chemistry is half story, half calculation, and reactions. So for chemistry, you have to jot things down as well. But as you are jotting things down, also make sure you are studying and also solving past questions. When I mean past questions, maybe after studying stoichiometry, you go on any CBT app or maybe your JAMB past question and solve questions on that stoichiometry. So for your physics, you know, physics is mostly calculations. Anytime you want to study your physics, always bring out your rough sheet because as you are studying your physics, you are jotting things down and also you are solving calculations. You can't say you hate calculations if you know you'll be writing physics in your JAMB exams. So for myself, when I was preparing for my own JAMB exam, I hated physics. Like I don't like physics a single bit But because I know that I must pass my chemistry, physics, and biology for me to say, oh, I actually achieved my dream, I put in the work. I put in the hard work to make sure that I don't score high in chemistry and biology and then score low in physics. So it's very important that you balance all these three subjects for you to do well in your JAMB exam. So the next one is practice smart. You know, most times I say study smart and don't study hard. People will keep on asking me, what do you mean by study smart and not hard? You know, people that failed JAMB last year or people that didn't score up to 300, most of them are very smart, but they didn't still score up to 300, not because they were not studying, but they were trying to cover the whole syllabus without taking note of the right things to study. They were just trying to cover the whole new school physics. They are trying to cover the whole Udedume College biology without actually studying the right things. So studying smart means studying the right things you need to study, studying, taking note of the right places to focus on. And how do you know the right places to focus on? That is by using your JAMB syllabus to study. So when you get your JAMB syllabus, you know, it's divided into two columns. Yeah. So this side has the topics, and then this side has the breakdown on the things you need to focus on each topic. Use your JAMB syllabus to study. Always focus on those points that they say you should focus on. That is the most important things you need to pick from each topic. Hope you understand. Don't go and start studying everything, saying, oh, I must finish my new school physics before my JAMB exam. No, that's not how to study. That's not how to study smart. Okay, so number 5 is practice past questions. Practice past questions. Like I said earlier in this video, I said the essence of practicing past questions is not for you to cram. It's not for you to see repeated questions in your own exam. So for instance now, it's important that you know how JAMB always asks questions on electricity. It's important that you know how JAMB always asks questions on evolution or maybe stoichiometry or maybe enthalpy change. You need to understand how JAMB asks questions. So most times in JAMB, they repeat questions, but that doesn't mean that you are studying past questions for you to see repeated questions. Because in physics, what they do is they will give you the same question, but they will now change the figures. If you don't understand how to solve questions on that particular topic, maybe you went to just cram the answers in past questions. If you now see the same question in your JAMB exam, but the figures are changed, you will not know how to go about the question. You'll be looking for the answer that you saw in past question in the options, but you will not see them because you didn't study, you didn't understand how to solve that question. You only cram the answers without taking note of how to solve that particular question. So it's important that you take note of how to solve each question and not just cramming the past question. Hope you understand. Next one is stay consistent. Even if it's just to study 3 hours in a day, be consistent with that 3 hours. If you say, oh, you can do 4 hours or 5 hours a day, be consistent with it. Don't say today you study 1 hour, tomorrow you study only 2 minutes, the next day you study only 5 minutes. No, be consistent. You have to stick to that timetable that you created earlier. That's why I say the timetable should be simple so that you're able to stick to it and also follow up every day on it. So don't go and create something that you know that you cannot follow up on. So it's important that you stay consistent. If you say, oh, I want to be studying 3 hours every day, make sure that you achieve that every day. It's important. Okay, guys, that will be the end of the video for today. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also don't forget to subscribe. I love you guys. See your boy, Chubby.